Hello, guys. How you doing? This is JP Saracolia, and welcome again to another episode of Weekend Entertainment. First, I want to talk about Aladdin. We just received this week. We saw the teaser trailer for the new musical romantic fantasy adventure film. That's how they call it. Very long title. And this is directed by Guy Ritchie. And of course, written by Ritchie and John August, produced, of course, by Walt Disney Pictures. It's a live adaptation. It's a live action adaptation of the 1992 animated film. Really cool teaser trailer. Of course, you have seen in recent years. We saw The Beauty and the Beast. There's been a lot of adaptations of this classic movies from Disney. Back in Aladdin was a really a fan favorite. Of course, back in the 90s, after The Little Mermaid, many movies came from Disney. There was a resurgence of Disney movies during that time, and there were great movies like The Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, and so on. So seeing an adaptation, I think a lot of people are excited. The genie is going to be played by Will Smith, so that's going to be cool. I think that's going to be a cool part of the film. And this is set to release on May 24th, 2019. Not a lot of people are excited about it. A lot of people that grew up in my generation might be excited about it because, of course, any person that loves Disney overall will be excited about it. So this is definitely was a really cool reveal. This week, we also saw the pilot, the first episode of the DC Titans, the show, the flagship show for DC Universe streaming service. And a lot of the reviews that are coming are really bad. This show, of course, has taken so many liberties in regards to the characters. A lot of the reviewers are saying that it kind of tuss out a lot of the stuff that was prior from from Titans, from Teen Titans. So it kind of takes just the name of them and reapply them with a new coat of paint and does its own thing, which is not good. And, we were see this for a mile, for a long mile, I could see that coming. They went the extreme route with this and definitely out of character for the Titans. I haven't watched the show, so I can really review it. But just based on what people are saying, fans of this show and even people that are against the show, even fans of the show, are saying that they really don't. It's a lot that is a lot of mishaps in the entirety of the show and a lot of bad decisions that have been taken, at least to push these characters in this new direction. So I don't know. I kind of knew. We kind of all knew. So I don't know why DC continues to push the agenda or the desire to kind of make everything greedy, and make everything that even the lighthearted stories like the Teen Titans into more greedier. Think that they feel that that's what they need to do in order to accommodate in this generation of viewers. But at the end of the day, everyone still wants the same thing. We want a balance on the stories. Yes, we want something that is more serious in tone, but we still want to be entertained, and we also want some lightness and some comedy, or at least that you respect the characters as they were initially introduced. Continuing with DC, we also we saw the first reveal of Ruby Rose as the Batwoman, and this is for the CW. And of course, she's going to debut on the annual crossover event that happens, of course, between the three main net shows for this network. So, of course, we're going to see, of course, you see the Flash, you see Supergirl, and the Arrow. So all that is going to come into a crossover. So she looks really, really great. Also, we know that CW is developing a solo story for the character, which is fantastic. I think she looks great, the part. I will have added some changes to the costume. The costume looks great. Maybe the cape needs to be a little bit more red in the inside so it will match the character on the comics. For those who do not know, Ruby Rose is an Australian model. She's an actress and also TV presenter. She's been openly gay and vegan. So the people in the gay community are very excited. And people that support gay rights are very excited because if you do not know, Batwoman has always, she was the new Batwoman, because there's been two sharing the same name with some differences. It's openly gay. Of course, Kate Kane was reintroduced as the Batwoman through the 52 series. That happens after Infinite Crisis. That was introduced, of course, back in 2005. But the character was created, Batwoman, by Grant Morrison, Jeff Jones, Grant Rucka, Mark Waid, Keith Giffen. And the character was created as a gay character. During that time, DC was accused at not having enough diversity within their characters. So they decide by doing this, they cook this character, and of course they made it Jewish, and they also made it gay. Which I can tell you one thing: it's sad that we have to come to this place where, in order to accommodate to people, we have to create characters and give her something that probably was not written in the beginning. Going back in the history of Batwoman, the first Batwoman was Kate Kane. That was the same name. Now she's known as Kathy Kane. So it's a total different person of this new Kate Kane. She was in the 50s, in the late 50s, there were a lot of accusations towards DC that the comic books were promoting, homosexuality back in the day. So, of course, they were pointing out a Batman having a child. So they were talking about pedophilia, and of course, homosexuality between Batman and Robin and all that kind of stuff. So DC, in order to shut their mouths, or at least they created Batwoman as a character, as a love of character, as a love interest for Batman. So they created Kate Kane, the Batwoman. So it's sad that characters have been created just to accommodate people's mindsets. It was created with that purpose in mind. And of course, she was put down after years later, written out of the context of the story and the continuity of the story. And she's reintroduced again now to accommodate again to what people are thinking about what sexuality should be for a character, trying to kind of reinvigorate that that dialogue, I suppose. I have nothing against gay rights. I have nothing against characters have been written this way. What I'm sad about is the fact that characters are being created with that purpose, and we feel that there's a lot of pandering, a lot of messages that are coming across, and that's something that I can point out to CW shows, that it seems that they really rely so much on it, and I see that with the different shows that they kind of ponder towards it. They kid you with it a lot. So I feel that it's sad that we have to come to it, because to be honest with you, I have no problem with people doing their private lives, in my opinion, and I respect everyone's personal lives, but I believe that shows should concentrate more in giving you a good story, more than just trying to accommodate someone's agenda. So I'm okay with her playing the part. She looks great. I hope that this doesn't become the pretty much the reason why the show is all about. Now, continuing with in this case Warner Brothers with DC, of course, James Gunn, we received the news that he is going to be writing Suicide Squad 2, which is good. As you know, Gunn was recently fired from Marvel for some of the accusations of pedophilia jokes that he had on Twitter some years ago, and we already discussed this in some other videos. So the fact that he's DC right away step up, and they brought it in because they need actually good writers. They need people, good directions of their stories. Hopefully he becomes the director. As you know, the show, the movie, the Suicide Squad 1, had a lot of potential. I kind of like it, but he missed the mark in so many different areas. It was a movie that had the potential to be great, but it fell short. He had, even though he did great in the box office, he received generally, negative reviews from critics and from a lot of fans. So hopefully this can help. I think it lacked some of the charm. It lacked some of the, some of the lightheartedness, or maybe some of the comedy, the raunchy comedy that maybe Gunn can bring into the show and to this movie, the second movie. I think we'll just even it out, make it even more interesting. To me, I think James Gunn was the key element, or was that really push an unknown team like in this case for most people, as the Guardians of the Galaxy, into the stardom that it is. Most people do not know, unless you are into comics, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Prior to that, nobody knew in the world, of course, outside of comics. So through James Gunn and his writing and his story and the way he developed the story, of course, now people can say that they know who the characters are for Guardians of the Galaxy, and I believe that he can do the same thing for Suicide Squad. Now, the most important news, at least to me, is the acquisition of Fox is set to be finalized on January 1st, 2019. This is according to the Variety magazine. Fox will be logistically ready to close on January 1st. That means that that everything, all the departments, whether it's human resources, payroll, everything it will be set to go. This was what was said by the top executive Peter Rice, who is actually the biggest CEO for the company. According to the sources present in a town hall meeting at the Fox lot in Los Angeles, Rice reiterated that the deal is still on track to close sometimes in the first half of 2019, either in the first or second quarter. He said that the structure new Fox, it will be everything passed on, so they will pretty much take over. Disney will take over on all the anything that has to be the logistic elements, so they'll be in charge of it. Of course, the regulatory process might likely drag this a little further down the line, so the closure will not happen on that day, might happen later. Rice, he's of course the 21st Century Fox president, is also set to join Disney as a top TV executive when the deal closes. He was in that meeting, in that town hall meeting, he was joined on stage by John Nallen, who is also the CFO. So he's the one that handles the financial aspects. And there also he's going to become part of this new Fox deal. So they will have a new part, and they were saying, of course, as we know with Disney, they will give us autonomy to do a lot of things that we still do. Of course, there will be the parent family, the parents taking in charge of everything, the parent company. But of course, we will have autonomy to do other things and still control some other aspects of our company. And something that Disney has done, of course, with Lucasfilms, with Marvel Studios. So there's going to be still an autonomy there. Of course, Disney is the last word. They will make the decisions in the end, what needs to go and what needs to stay. So I don't know. I'm excited. Most people are excited because I believe that this is bringing a lot of good things for our entertainment. To see a lot of franchises coming into the hands of Disney. I think it's something that we've been asking for. I remember some years back I put a video where I was talking about how this was affecting a lot of things in the entertainment world. And a lot of people were saying that this will never happen. But the fact that it is happening, it shows that there's always hope. There's always hope for something good to happen. And yes, it is a business transaction, and we might not be benefited financially from it. But of course, entertainment-wise, I think it's going to really shape the industry, or at least a lot of the good franchises that we love, like Marvel, and in the Marvel universe particularly, for the years to come. So once again, thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share your thoughts with me. And thanks for taking the time and spending time with me. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care, my friends. God bless you. Bye-bye.